Okay, we're here to talk about the new T Series. Can you tell us a little bit about them?
Yeah, it's been a really amazing project here. I've been lucky enough to be associated with KEF for about 18 years, quite a long time. Now, with the best will in the world, we've made a whole ton of products. I think groundbreaking products only come once in a while, and I would certainly personally say that in my 18 years with KEF, this is probably about the third really astonishing groundbreaking product. The last being the 2005 egg system, which really changed the game, the subsat systems. Yeah. This is a new level. What we see here is the new T Series. It's kind of corny, stands for thin.
Ooh,
from
okay.
KEF. We were getting worried. Everybody knows that, you know, LED, LCD, plasma screens are getting cheaper, better, thinner. And with the best will in the world, of course, I mean, our eggs, they double up, you can hang them on the wall. But it's not, shall we say, aesthetically pleasing to everybody. That is why a ton of manufacturers make thin loudspeakers, utilising various tricks, various technologies, which we, you know, flat panel technologies, which we all know about. However, that's a problem for KEF, because the technologies used to get speakers thin is compromised. They either can't play loud or their bandwidth limited. So we gave our engineers almost mission impossible to say, we need a speaker which is like 1.3 inches thick, but in acoustic performance plays as loud as the big 3005 egg and full range and wide bandwidth. So the engineers hated us. It was a kind of, they had to re-look at the whole way of how you produce a loudspeaker. With the best will in the world, we all know the way you make a bass driver is you've got a magnet, a coil, a suspension, cone, all built one on top of each other. And even if you do it very neatly, you end up with something which is 3.5, 4 inches deep.
Correct.
Not possible. So they had to re-look at the way fundamentally you make a bass driver, and they came up with that. Right?
Where is it? Oh,
yeah,
God.
this is a real bass driver.
You just do an flyover.
And the trickery here, the alchemy, if you like, is that they put everything in one plane. You've got very powerful neodymium magnet. Outside is the coil. Outside is the suspension. A very stiff, flat diaphragm. With here you can see. Remember what we were seeing on the Q series again, the Z Flex surround. So it's a dynamic driver which is very, very powerful, but extremely thin. With some clever engineering as well, we can.
Can we have a little look at that in the light? Because
yeah,
just
yeah. There you go.
Oh.
Thanks. Okay.
Right, so that supplies the bass.
Excellent.
Furthermore, you know, what do we do about the tweet? That is a fully vented, extremely high-end 1-inch vented tweeter. When you vent a tweeter, you usually use a tube, right? But again, that would add thickness. So we've got a problem. We vent this out of the sides. The manifestation, what your ears hear, because it's a proper 1-inch tweeter, it sounds like a real high-end loudspeaker. Sub-satellite system of Ts, what we're looking at here is the T305, which is 5 big satellites and a sealed enclosure subwoofer. This is the subwoofer. It's also sealed enclosure. 10-inch woofer, 250 watt digital amplifier, and the natural roll-offs of the sats and the sub are symmetrical. Hey, what does that mean? It means basically you're going to get fantastic optimal subsat integration. You cannot hear where the subwoofer is. Yes. You know, I've got to say, at this CES, we first showed these at CEDIA in the USA on a big open floor. We thought it wouldn't work, but people were just like amazed, but it was very, very noisy. Here it's more like a real living room, and you know, even super critical Americans who like everything big and loud have been absolutely astonished by this. It's been a real hit.
Is there different models within the T Series? Or?
Yes. Yeah. There are basically 3 system configurations. The basic system features the smaller satellite, which features 1 bass driver and tweeter. So 5 of these and a subwoofer. It's called a T105. That is the basic system. T205 features the larger satellites, which play louder on the front, and the small satellites on the rear, or the all singing, all dancing 5 big satellites all round is T305.
Sure.
One more point to make.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's so much to talk about these. They are fundamentally balanced to optimally behave attached to a wall mounted.
Right.
So, wow, what if you have a situation where, for instance, like we see here, these are on the optional stands and they're in free space.
They're a
Very
bit
clever.
dark, but we can make the
You can just make it out.
make it out.
Inside the stands are extra crossover components, so we've got consistency of timbre all round.
Okay. Just wait for Ray to come back.
Particularly loudspeaker manufacturers, they say, you know, every year new, we've reinvented the way of making a loudspeaker. Look, of course we're very proud of it, but this is revolutionary.